So we're gonna go with the cute things for the not so cute topics today. So before I get back into the other stuff, I'm gonna recap. So I think I mentioned before, because I think I actually did a video and it didn't, while it was supposed to be posting, I think it ended up deleting. I don't know if it fully went through because I haven't rewatched all of it, because when I look at these videos back again, it's like it's not even me talking. And I guess in a way it's not. It's actually my inner child finally getting the chance to voice what she needs to voice using the adult words that I learned along the way. So some of this might be repetition. Get used to it because it's what I do. I repeat things a lot because I can't remember what all I said and what all I didn't. So I think I mentioned in another video about how my mom didn't teach us how to date. She just said, he's supposed to have his own car, his own money, his own place, and a job. And that's where it dropped off. And that was a very unsafe thing to do, because it's do you want your children to become trapped? Because she wasn't teaching us to be independent of her. And it's just it was a setup on purpose for us to get trapped in a fucking relationship where we didn't have any of these things. Because, mind you, she kept trying to get in my way every time I tried to get a job. And she wouldn't help me. And now that, I am 18 plus, she doesn't have to. She is not legally obligated to. But she didn't teach me any of this stuff before I turned 18. But without the legal obligation, now my life is my problem, and every fucking mistake that I make, you need to get off your grown ass and take care of your damn self, because you're too old to be sitting here still blaming me for your problems, which is something that she actually said to me last year. So, recapping that. So she didn't teach us how to date. She just said that about a guy. So we could have just found some fucking guy who had all of that fucking shit and wouldn't let us get any of the same shit, and then we would get stuck with them so that she could come fucking rescue us. Like her mom had to rescue her from my dad, which is what had already happened. And it didn't matter how much begging I did, how much pleading. Oh no, I'm too busy. I don't have the time for that. And because I'm fucking over 18, I'm stuck. I'm fucking stuck. And I don't know any way I can get out of this, because by that point, my phone's fucking off. And so the only way I can get out of this is, just trying my best to fucking figure it out. There aren't any fucking resources once you turn fucking 18 to get away from a fucking parent. And so then another thing, she didn't teach us about physical intimacy either, by the way. I believe in elementary and middle school, they just taught us not to do it, but they told us the changes that would happen to our bodies when we got older. Mind you, when I was in elementary and middle school, I was in Florida. And then when we moved to the Midwest, when I got into high school, I ended up learning about the protection methods. I don't even know what year that was. It might have been junior year or senior year. Maybe it was freshman year. I don't fucking remember when I actually took that health class. But the protection methods were not mentioned or, taught until high school. And so that was the only knowledge that I had of protection methods, because Christianity, if you don't teach your children about it, then they can't do it, right? Fucking wrong. I was just too afraid. It's not that I didn't want to, I wanted to, but it was just too much different things, and I was really low on energy as it was, and going absolutely fucking insane because she was making me crazy. So, yeah, she didn't teach us about any of that stuff. I learned from school and, whatever people were around that would talk about it or say anything about it. And she didn't even think about teaching it to us until my sister was hanging out with her friends. Now, she had a mixed group of friends. I really only had female friends that I hung out with outside of the school. And then she's like, "Oh, I need to teach you. I need to teach you about that. I need to have the talk with you." And she's like, "Do I need to do it with you?" Point at me. Do I like asking me if she needed to have the talk with me at the same time as my sister? And she's like, and I just shook my head, and she's like, "Oh, okay," and just let it go because I didn't really want to have an awkward talk with her. And so and it's funny because that actually reminds me of a time like I had been begging her to get me my permit, my like since I was fucking 14. I am 18, I think. Yeah, I'm 18 by the time my sister is actually taking driver's ed classes in school, which I got berated because I didn't do the same thing. It's like, "Oh, you could have taken it in school too." I didn't know that you were going to do any of that shit for me because I tried other things. Like I tried to be on the swim team. I tried to like join a team of some sort so that I could actually look good on colleges. I wanted to do something other than come home and take care of your fucking children. And she was just like, I was just like, I can't fucking win with her. And I couldn't take the damn driver's ed classes because I had to make up for all the fucking AP classes I was failing, so I had to retake regular classes. I didn't have room for it in my schedule, but I didn't want to say that to her because then it would have sounded like an excuse, which is why, like, I don't fucking make excuses to this fucking day. I just let the fucking shit fall apart and just be like, well, whoops. So if, like, I miss a deadline on something, I don't say anything. I'm just like, "Oh, yeah, I missed the deadline. Okay." Like, I could literally be in the hospital and I won't say anything about it because it'll just sound like an excuse. Plus, not every excuse comes with a fucking signed doctor's fucking note. And everybody always needs some kind of fucking proof that you have some kind of fucking crazy issue. But, anyways, yeah. So, my sister ended up taking driver's ed classes in high school. And I got my permit at the same time she got her permit because in order to take the class, you were required to get the permit. I probably would have been forced to drop the class. And it's just so fucking insane how much like she didn't teach us like about life and stuff. Like you should teach your children how to be safe around other people, especially if they're going to be getting romantically involved with other people. But her level of protection only went to one time I was going on a date with somebody and she's like, "Oh, I want the license plate. I want to know the location that you're going at and, what time you're going in and what time you're going to be out." That's the level of protection that's as much as I was going to get. And that was in like to me at the time, like that's insane. Like that's embarrassing to sit there and take a picture of someone's fucking license plate. I mean, it makes sense now that I'm an adult, I guess, but at the same time, like, she had never taught me any sort of protection method anyway. I should have been driving myself. I was driving age. I would have been safer taking myself. And it's absolutely fucking insane to think, like, I would never do that for I would never do that to my kids because I want them to be safe, but I want them to be safe within themselves, not under the wing of some guy or person, whoever it is that they decide to date, because I'm not gonna fucking control that either. Like, that's so fucking toxic. Putting your fucking child in the position to be reliant, not only on you, but everybody else around them is absolutely fucking ridiculous and dangerous.